Hi, it's Jenny from Success Empowerment. This week in our Leadership Essentials series, we are discussing engagement. Leaders are engaging. I think engaging is one of those terms that can have a broad number of meanings. People see it in different ways. And what we want to talk about in this context is connecting with people so that they are part of the process. When your team feels that they're part of the process, part of the solutions, part of the success, you're going to have a much better working relationship with people, and you're going to have a much easier time to get things through to completion. When I think of engagement, I think of how we communicate with people, how we bring people into the process, and ultimately how people take their own ownership and their own responsibility towards helping the team move towards success by leveraging their own value, their own unique skills. So oftentimes leaders get part of it right, but not all of it right. In terms of, well, if I talk to my team, if I ask for feedback, then people will be engaged. That's just part of it. And as a leader for a long time, I can certainly know and tell you that there are a lot of times where a situation doesn't require or doesn't allow for feedback and multiple opinions and things like that. So at that stage, leaders need to be very clear and say, at this stage, we're not taking feedback, we're not taking questions, we're not taking opinions, for whatever reason. And people will respect that. They may not like it, but they will respect that, because if you are not genuine when you're working with people to ask for engagement, then you're not going to get good results for it. So I'll give you an example from many years ago. I worked in a global team, and there was a leader who had asked for input on a global project. This leader said it was very important for opinions and research and contributions to come from 4 different offices around the globe. 2 people from our office participated in this project extensively. And because, of course, when you're coordinating with people all over the world, there's challenges with time zones. So there was early mornings, there was late evenings, there was a lot of negotiations around what the global team wanted to present. When the project came to completion, the stakeholders from all offices, all the team members, came together and presented the finished product to the global leader. At this point, the global leader said, actually, I don't really need this information or this feedback, and I'm going to do it the way that I've always done it. So can you imagine how you would feel if you had spent a lot of time participating in a project and your participation, your contribution was disregarded? Would you be so eager to participate and contribute on the next project? No. And this created some really challenging dynamics, because the credibility of that leader took a hit in the fact that the team members who were engaging didn't know if the participation that they were asked for was necessary or relevant or wanted. And that's why I think it's really important as a leader to be honest. If feedback is not required, participation is not required, then tell them. And if you can explain why and at what point feedback and contributions will be requested. But if you ask for it and you're not honest about it, then you're going to damage the relationship going forward, and it's going to be very hard to get the team to buy in and contribute in the future. So that's a lesson of why we need to be genuine with our engagement. The other thing is that I think that it's also important when you are genuinely engaging people for their feedback to be clear about what you need from them in terms of you're obviously going to be soliciting information from people who have specific expertise, specific knowledge. Make sure they know that that's what you want them to bring to the table. We're not experts in anything by a long stretch, and that's okay because we build our teams where we can collaborate with other people who bring different expertise. And when you share that with your team, you're going to get a higher level of contribution, a higher level of information back, and that's going to make for a more holistic solution to whatever project or challenge you're facing at the time. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again soon.